What do you think it means?
I've no idea. Unless it's about to happen. What are your plans?
We've been thinking of going back to Russia.
As long as you leave Vienna.
I spoke to him last week. I can't believe there's nothing to be done.
There's nothing to be done. The day he refused to discuss a dream with me on the grounds that it might risk his authority, I should have known. After that, for me, he had no authority. It was a blow, and I discovered he'd chosen his side.
It's not a question of sides. I have to work in the direction my instinct tells my intelligence is the right one. Don't forget, you cured me with his method.
What I'll never accept is that what we understand has got us nowhere. We have to go into uncharted territory. We have to go back to the sources of everything we believe. I don't want to just open the door and show the patient his illness, squatting there like a toad. I want to try and find a way to help the patient reinvent himself, to send him off on a journey at the end of which is waiting the person he was always intended to be.
It's no good making yourself ill in the process.
Only the wounded physician can hope to heal.
I'm told you have a new mistress.
Is that right?
What's her name?
Tony?
Is she like me?
No.
Chiron was born a centaur, with a human head and torso and the body of a horse, because he was conceived when his father, one of the gods, disguised in the form of a horse, raped a mortal nymph. He was consequently both half horse and half human, and half mortal and half immortal. Abandoned and rejected at birth, he was adopted by the sun god Apollo, who reared him and taught him all he knew. Chiron became a wise and respected teacher, renowned for his shrewd intelligence and many skills. He was mentor to some of Greece's greatest heroes, including Hercules. Although Chiron was civilized and cultured, this could not be said for other centaurs, who were renowned for their tendency to go berserk after drinking wine. One day, at a wedding banquet, fighting broke out between an unruly group of drunk centaurs and the rest of the guests. Hercules, who was among the guests, fired a poisoned arrow at the centaurs to quell their rioting. Chiron happened to be standing in their midst, and the arrow struck him in the knee. As Chiron was half immortal, the poisoned arrow did not kill him, but instead inflicted an agonizing and unhealable wound. If the first half of Chiron's life had brought him success and acclaim among the kings and heroes of Greece, the next part saw him becoming a recluse, as he withdrew to his mountainside to tend his wound and began a desperate search for a release from his suffering. This search was to last the rest of his life. While he could not find his own cure, he became wise in the use of all forms of healing herbs and compassionate to the suffering of others. Those who now visited him were not the rich and powerful, but the blind and the lame, and those in pain, and he welcomed them and brought them comfort. They called him the wounded healer, and wondered why he could not heal himself. One day, Hercules returned, bringing news that if Chiron were willing to sacrifice his immortality on behalf of Prometheus, who was being punished for mocking the gods, he too could be freed from his suffering. Chiron agreed to this, died, and descended to the underworld. sickness of death. Then Zeus, recognizing the generosity of his sacrifice, took pity on Chiron and restored his immortality, raising him to the heavens as a constellation of stars.